reviews. Really, this stuff is really awesome.
Throw this in the garbage.
Oh, super versatile and one of my favorite trucks of all time.
Just in case you're wondering, I am driving pretty badly on purpose.
Yeah, it just bends in half. It's garbage. Come on, wouldn't you trust this face?
We will be doing the front motor transmission mount upgrade on the Vaterra Ascender. So what this kit's going to do is it's going to move my transmission from right here in the middle where everybody else mounts it, and it's going to be now mounted between the front two shock towers with a transfer case down low in the middle, which is going to allow for me to be able to build a full-scale interior without worrying about the transmission getting in the way. Now, not only is it going to do that, it's going to move more of my weight forward to give more of a forward bias for better performance when climbing. But as you can see, I have laid out all of my parts ready to go. And it's really cool the way this is set up. I mean, I'm really impressed with the way it's designed. The first thing I'm going to show you is you've got these really nice, everything's machined aluminum, two halves for your center transfer case, which are going to use these bearings and these 20-tooth pinion gears attached to these two shafts. And that's your centerpiece. Now this is your cradle, which was going to mount where the old transmission used to mount. It's going to hold your two halves of the case, and then your motor / transmission mount, which will mount between your two shock towers right here. So what you need to do is you need to obviously remove your transmission, remove the front battery mount, and remove the front mount for the front of the battery mount. There we go. And then again, we'll have to remove this front post, and we'll be ready to install. It mounts neatly into the cradle, so the cradle mounts to the skid, and then your transfer case mounts to the cradle, which is nice. It makes for easy maintenance. You can just pop these 4 screws out, and you can pull your transfer case straight out so you can do your maintenance on it. It does look like I'm going to need a little bit longer shafts in the rear. It bites enough, but you know, it might candy cane out. I do recall reading on GCM's site that they did say you need a longer output couple for the drive shaft in the rear, which, you know, if you have the kit Ascender, you already have all those parts necessary. Alright, so I hit my first small road bump in the assembly. Might just be a little bit of oversight on the design, but if you look, your aluminum front brace is the exact same length as your front motor plates. The part that you have to remember though is the first, we'll say about 1.5 millimeters of this rod on both sides sits inside the shock towers. So it's going to be a nice tight fit, and it's not going to be a problem. It'll work just fine. But if you don't shave part of your shock towers off for these two tabs to sit into, you will push the tops of your shock towers out slightly. Again, not a big deal. Easy modification, and still, I'm not knocking this at all. Great design. I love it so far. Alright, another really quick modification it's pretty easy to do. I would recommend using a rotary tool. You could use a file, it would just take longer. So on the passenger side, you can see down here in the frame rail, you have to notch out just a little bit to allow for your spur gear to clear. And I remember reading on their website, again, all this information is on their website, so it's not a surprise to me. For the stock spur gears, you got to notch out the frame rail just a touch to make for clearance. But when you're mounting the transmission, it mounts up just like the normal motor plate does. 2 screws on the top and then you'll have a longer screw in the kit that will attach to the bottom left corner of your transmission. So I've got the installation complete, and I am pleasantly pleased with the results. It moves the weight of the motor and transmission forward, and best of all, it's a perfect fit with my inner fenders. That makes me really happy. And look at all this space. Oh, the possibilities for an interior. I got to start working on some new designs now. That's all that I know. So check it out. This is your GCM Racing transmission front motor mount kit with a center drive cradle and transfer case. Isn't it